everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
This is soimwatching True Blood, Season 4, Episode 11.
Soul of Fire.
So, I remember when we were watching this show, that for a long time, easily up until, like, the last season, I remember having ups and downs, peaks and valleys, but there was a general refrain from the entire group, up to including your husband, Will, where we were like, as long as I'm having fun, it's whatever. And the back half of the season has been frustrating, but there has been fun stuff.
Yeah.
And where I find a lot of the plotting very convoluted and contrived, especially whatever the hell is happening with Alcide and Sam and Debbie and Marcus.
Nothing's happening with Marcus anymore.
Because Alcide squeezed his throat. It like didn't make a cracking or snapping. He just kind of was like, And then Marcus was like, and so it reminds me of like Into the Woods, where it's like, what happened to the steward? And he's like, I don't know, or what happened to my mother? And he's like, oh, the steward pushed her a little and then she fell down and died. It was weird. We all thought it was like, he's just gone.
We all thought it was odd. Yeah.
There was fun stuff. There was like cool stuff and there was fun stuff in this episode. Pam shot a bazooka. The female vampire sheriff was thrown into a sun force field and fried like a mosquito.
It was very interesting.
And when she even exploded, it stayed within the force field and then just sort of was like, Jason got half his face blown off.
I did actually. Okay, I really liked him being the only human with the vampires. That was really funny. Really funny.
MVP of the season. We got one more episode to go. Lafayette's done some good work. And Jesus has done some really good work in spite of his deep, profound connection with Marnie.
With this wound. He is taking it really hard, like as if he pulled the trigger.
I mean, he did. He's the one that facilitated. All of her wards were up. She was like, I don't know. I remember liking Marnie. I think Fiona Shaw just has that.
We like Fiona Shaw, yeah.
I was entertained. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Well, we're not done either.
No, apparently not. Eric drank out of a heart. Yep. It was so necessary.
Like a Capri Sun. Yeah. Well, because it was the Roy guy.
I was gonna be like, do you want to actually go through this?
Yeah. Let's I was gonna say let's start with Andy because that's the quickest. He's walking through the woods trying to get home.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hold it together, man. Don't go all lost in nature retarded. Hold the gun.
Stay away.
Oh, yeah, her.
Ma'am, I'm not going to hurt you.
Stay back.
Ma'am, I'm a police officer.
This is like what this is a place where I think with the fairies, they bit off more than they could chew, especially given the time and especially given the budget. But this feels like fairies. That's something fairies would do, is appear out of orbs in the forest and seduce you because they need man seed for their babies. You know what I mean? Like, it's very siren, succubus, like...
I think it's great. And I do actually think the culmination of that happens in the very next episode.
It does.
Yeah. which is another reason why I don't care for season 5, because we're dealing with that a lot.
It's another one of the things that's like interesting and fun in concept, less so in practice.
Execution.
I also have to, because I just think it's so weird when little things like this happen, but Morella or whatever, the actress I weirdly know, it's like Kristana something or other. But she was, first of all, she's randomly in Black Swan. She has to be like a ballerina.
Which she must be, yeah.
But she was in this movie, this Hallmark fantasy movie called Voyage of the Unicorn, which was very loosely based on that book I loved as a kid called Voyage of the Basset.
Oh, sure.
That was a vehicle for James C. Christensen paintings.
Yeah.
It just sort of like wove them all together. I was obsessed with this book. And then like they made the movie, and it was one of those things where they just sort of arbitrarily changed enough things that it didn't work for me anymore. But she's not in that. We did this once before. She's in a movie called Atlantis.
Escape from Atlantis. I was just looking her up.
That I conflate with the Voyage of the Unicorn because the girl who's in that was from Not Another Teen Movie. I'm sorry. I just had like...
It was a fun trip that we just went on.
She was in an Atlantis movie, which premiered after Voyage of the Unicorn. Regardless, for whatever reason, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of people, especially if you're watching our coverage, you probably understand that experience where you like recognize one actor or actress from one thing and it just sort of stays with you forever.
Yeah, so Andy's walking through the woods and these balls of light start happening and Morella like flies out of it and she can smell the vampire blood on him. And so she like pushes him away with her light magic. And then when he comes to, and it knocks him out. And when he comes to later, she's on top of him and she's just talking about how handsome he is. And like, I promise that you'll take care of me. I'm vulnerable here. And then they E.T.
Yeah, that's what fairies do.
Yeah.
Then he makes it home and has this great scene with Arlene.
Yeah. Something strange happened to me in the woods, Arlene. Might have been just the drugs leaving my system. I really don't know.
Well, tell me.
I was trying to find my way out the woods, and I heard a zap. And then a woman jumped out of a ball of light. Oh, she was so beautiful. And her finger lit up like one of those light sticks you get at the circus. And then we made love. And I was good at it, Arlene. A little rusty at first, but by the time I found second, third gear, I swear.
Andy.
Sorry. Anyway, after we finished, she jumped back into the ball of light and vanished. It was like magic.
Andy, you remember when Terry went off his meds and he was telling everybody he was King Zignats and you took him straight to the hospital?
Oh, I ain't crazy, Arlene.
Well, I know, but you did feel your body full of that V.
You know, it felt so real.
I'm sure it did. But you want to know what's real. You got a family that loves you. There's a waitress named Holly who thinks that you're just the cutest lawman in 4 parishes. You are the sheriff of Bonton. Those things are real, Andy.
Carrie Preston was kind of, I wouldn't go as far as to say benched, but she was definitely in the periphery.
Yeah.
Good work as always, though.
Yeah.
Solid work.
I really loved her. Do you remember when Terry stopped taking his meds and you were so kind to drive him to the hospital? And Andy's like, yeah. And she's like,
I liked that because we've argued a lot with this show and shows like this, and especially with the season where it's like you already have vampires, you already have like a ghost woman possessing, you know, your medium gay cook friend. Like, it's like, at what point are you gonna keep fighting? But it's like he is on the V, and that does sound, it did sound like such a standard.
He even did say, I don't know if it was just the drugs leaving my system, but
the way she kind of played it, she split the difference a little bit
Yeah.
between like indulging his delusions, but also like, but maybe come back to reality a little bit. Let's see. I liked that. Considering how much I was not enjoying Andy's V plot, I liked where we ended.
Yes, the culmination of it is fine. And because she also is like, you've got a family that loves you, and Holly really likes you, and she like still wants to go on a date with you. I mean, maybe she's been trapped in Marnie's place for days. But yeah, so it was good. I liked it. And then we'll get rid of the Sam stuff. Basically, while they're beating up the guy in the garage, Luna comes in and is like, where's Marcus? He took Emma. And apparently while he's been plowing Debbie Pelt upstairs, Emma's
I don't think they
just
did. I think they were just arguing about whether or not they were going to.
with no pants on? She had no pants on.
I kind of refuse to believe we wouldn't have seen a scotch of it.
I don't know. They were like canoodling in the last episode on the couch. And then and he was like, I'll give you babies. The next thing to do is bone. Whatever. Even if they didn't, they were certainly on the way.
What Debbie needs is Andy Belflor.
Because all she was saying is, I can't run away with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I just assumed they did. Like, I feel like Debbie would. So anyway, Emma's like, I want to talk to, mommy. And Marcus is like, not right now. Go downstairs and color while daddy talks to his friend. And so she gets downstairs, but then she does call Luna. And while they're all still at the garage, and Alcide is like, that is my phone number. What is she doing at my house? And they go there and witness the whole scene. And there's just like a lot, like, I understand all of the supernatural communities are at odds with one another, but Sam obviously has this gun because why wouldn't he? I would have a gun in that scenario. And he's like, such a cowardly shifter move, hiding behind a gun. And I'm like, whatever. So he like puts the gun down. He's like, I will kill you with my bare hands. Is that better? And they do fight. And then Sam does get the upper hand and like has him on the ground and is like, you're just small. And then won't kill him again. So Alcide has to do it because Marcus is going to re-attack Sam, even though Sam won. And so then Alcide does kill him, and then he abjures Debbie.
You.
It's okay. We can fix this.
Debbie Bell, I abjure you.
Yeah.
Don't.
See you no longer. I hunt with you no longer.
Elsie.
I share flesh with you no longer.
Baby.
Which...
It was intense.
Yeah.
I like that there's lore around it. I don't know that it quite feels like wolves or werewolves or like, and specifically how the werewolves have been established. Yeah. It was very elegant for what we're like.
Well, to be fair, he's still pretty tacky, but Alcide is the most elegant werewolf we've met to date. So it would make sense if that's like old. Like
I'm like, you don't just have to like pee on her or something. Like,
get the pee off her.
Throw up and then eat it. Like,
so Marcus is dead. Debbie has been abjured, and Sam has to tell Luna that Marcus is dead, and Emma was like pretty concerned about it, but she seemed so terrified of him before. I feel like that's the kind of thing that she's going to have a lot of emotions about when she's 14, not right now, you know? Which I guess then leads us to the main part of the episode, which is all at Moon Goddess Emporium. Okay, when she disappeared, Sookie and Holly and Tara and Lafayette, she just put them inside the building. So they're all in there, and Antonia comes out of her again, and Lafayette can see. And they're trying to decide, you know, like what's going to happen. And he can see Marnie like forcing Antonia back in because she kills Casey, who's Fiona Dourif. She like knifes her because she's charging at her.
But that's another one of the places where I'm confused, where I'm like, who did that? Because I guess Marnie did.
It has to be Marnie because Antonia was very upset about it.
In which case Marnie is a liar.
Yeah.
And a villain. Because it's like, she's like, you can leave if you want. Here's your weapon. Go out and fight them. Is like the deal she presented to them.
It was to fight the vampires that were inside. The two sheriffs were still inside. But yeah, I agree.
And so Casey's like, all right, fine. And she goes to grab the knife, and Marnie just flicks it and like right into her chest. And it's like, I mean, I appreciate the continuity because it's like there's like 3 or 4 of the witches that have been there in every single time, every single scene. But they still are underdeveloped. Yeah. And I don't know. There's a lot of checks notes. Like there's a lot of like, oh no, not Casey.
Yeah. So I just have like kind of an affinity for her because she was on The Pit. And also she is the daughter of the actor who plays Wormtongue in, not Wormtongue. Yeah.
That's what you said before.
Yeah. In The Lord of the Rings. The thing I was going to say is it is actually, it took a long time. It was like too long of a walk. But the thing about Marnie is that they did the resurrecting the parakeet thing, and I think that was her trying to open this gateway. And so then when she did the ritual, that was she knew she wanted to do this, but she didn't have the power. So then she called in Antonia.
Or it's like she hadn't fully dissected what all that would mean.
Sure. Yeah. But it's like once she's using Antonia for power. That's it. Because it was in the previous episode when Antonia was like, this is not right. Like, I'm finished. And she, like, refuses to let her because Antonia is the source of her power.
But I do think it is kind of extra confusing. It's I feel weird because I'm going to complain about Fiona Shaw's acting, but the acting is the part that I like the most.
Yeah.
But it's like extra confusing because the way that Fiona plays it is like Marnie surprises herself by doing that.
Fucking bitch! Casey!
Yeah, that sucks.
Marty?
When she leaves her hand, she has kind of like, oh, I can't believe I actually went through with that, which is really difficult to pull off when you're also playing possessed.
Yeah.
So it's like, so now, and that's, I think, what I was getting at, where I was like, there's two Marnies and there's two Antonias.
Yeah.
Like, there's.
And it's like their behavior is dependent on what needs to happen in the scene.
And it's like, if she was losing her mind, which, I mean,
Kind of.
is there,
Yeah.
but it's muddy. It's real muddy.
I agree.
In a way that, again, when I find the rest of the plot also muddy or contrived, I just did a thing on our Fantastic Four where I was like, there's a handful of like hand waving and like just sort of letting things happen that come with movies and TV, but there is a balance to it.
Yeah.
And when there's too much of it, that's when I'm going to start picking at things.
No, 100%. And so basically, Jesus kind of gets a plan together where he leans down to Casey and he's like, oh my God, I have a pulse. Lafayette only, come and help me in the bathroom. I'm a nurse. I can try to do it. And Marnie is really like, yeah, of course. Like,
good.
Definitely go. Take whatever you need from the shop. And so when they get back there, Lafayette is like, baby, she's dead. And he's like, I know, I have to like do something.
They needed privacy.
Yeah. So he is, because Marnie has bound Antonia to her so that she can just keep feeding off this power. And so he ends up doing a pretty gnarly, like, unbinding spell. It's very intense. He's carving the same things in his arm. He's like getting his fingers all in Casey's chest wound. And then eating it, and the demon-y witch doctor face comes back.
I was like, Kevin went for it.
He really did.
He like went all out.
It was a really great performance. And so, meanwhile, outside, the vampires and Jason are like, they try to negotiate, and Marnie is like, 100%, you can have Sookie if Bill and Eric kill themselves. And I'm just like, what? They're the only ones that want Sookie. Jason would, but like Jessica can't be bothered, and Pam hates her.
Pam sure as shit doesn't give a fuck.
Do not tell me you'd put our entire species at risk for a gash in a
Oh, I
sundress.
remember that being.
You went.
It's my least favorite euphemism because she bazooka.
I'm gonna input that clip.
Yeah. She bazookas into the thing, and it like kind of hurts everybody. And then Marnie is like, see, they don't care about you at all. And I was like, well, Pam doesn't care about her. That was like Pam only.
That was kind of a given.
And Eric is actually super pissed because he tried to command her not to do it, and she did anyway. And so he makes her like leave. And so then when we cut back inside, Jesus finally does do it. And because Marnie is feeding off of so much of Antonia's power, when he gets her out of there, and she actually does like ascend or like leave completely, the like barrier comes down, all of the people are like under their own control again, so the vampires can go in there. And that's when they're basically like, we're gonna kill you, and Roy is like, you're gonna have to go through me first, and Eric just comes up and yoinks his heart right out immediately, like obviously. And that's when he drinks from it like a straw, which is gross and funny.
Kristen's afraid that it might have given Sookie the ick.
It's a little bit of the ick. Well, also Eric just leaves without even, they like don't speak or anything. And then Bill shoots Marnie a bunch. And she was looking in the pool of blood for like her future or whatever, and she saw the gunshot in her head, and she again was lying, and she was like, we're all going to die if they get in here. And I'm like, it's only you. Like, whatever.
Also, there was one point that in all of that where Sookie used her powers to like break the like trance,
Circle.
and it was cool, and I liked it. And
Same thing.
Yeah.
Jason also had to drink Jessica's blood again because when the bazooka went off, he got very badly burned. Yeah, he was blind and everything. So that scene between the two of them was actually like pretty good. It was
He's still
kind
bummed
of
out though.
He's bummed out. Well, he likes Hoyt. Hoyt's his friend. I get it.
Yeah.
And I think they both did really good work in that scene.
Well, we do sort of end with Lafayette and Jesus in bed, and Jesus is really still rattled.
Really hard.
Fair, but it's back to my whole like. I feel like I'm already excusing a lot of things, so it's like
yeah. So that's the thing. That's why I brought up the whole like Marnie like fully invited this in from the beginning. It's like the reason she did the parakeet. It's the reason she did all of this was to get the power in order to do these things. And so, no matter how much Jesus likes her and how much it's like, you know, he's sad that she like was his friend. It like was entirely her fault that all of this happened. So I don't think he should be taking it on the chin so hard. And Lafayette's doing his best to comfort him.
I thought taking it on the chin meant taking it well.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after Jesus is like, yeah, you're probably right. They're laying down to go to bed, and Lafayette opens his eyes and Marnie is above him and goes in him. So now Lafayette is Marnie. I forgot that part.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what this next episode is.
No,
I remember the Bellflower and Andy, and that's it.
That's it for me too. Yeah.
So I guess him and Holly are going to have to go on a date.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Well, we're going to do it. Bye.
Whether you want it or not.
Whether we want it or not.
We have this YouTube channel where we do stuff that we hate, complain about it a lot.
Ay, ay, ay.